Of course, as soon as I start, fireworks are outside. They've just started. Hey, welcome back to the second episode of Support System. I'm Sophia. If you have never seen me before, welcome to my channel. This episode is going to be about who I am, who is Sophia, what am I about, what I like to do, just a bit of background on who I am as a person. My name is Sophia. Sophia Honey. Honey is my middle name. I am 20 years old and I started this podcast because 3 months ago I lost my dad. He passed away from cancer. It was very traumatic and very quick. He fell ill and we lost him 2 weeks after his diagnosis. It kind of hit me like a truck and I'm smiling because I don't want to cry. I just kind of, throughout this whole experience, I started my YouTube channel before I even lost my dad. No plans, didn't know anything about him being ill or anything. I started it because I thought it would be fun and I filmed and edited before and I thought I might as well post it somewhere. About 2 months into me having a YouTube channel, my dad did end up going to the hospital and I've got clips, you can go back on my channel. I've filmed YouTube videos, posted them about, oh, my dad is in hospital, but we're positive and hoping for the best. I never even imagined that my dad would pass away that quickly. So I had about 3 months off YouTube, I think 2-3 months. Then I posted a video about my dad. It is my most viewed video on my channel, so if you are watching this, you have probably watched my dad's video, and if you haven't, I'd really appreciate you going watching it because it's kind of all about why I started this podcast. It's so I can help people who have been through hard times, struggled. I have been through a decent amount of things. I'm not saying I've been through the worst things in the world, and I'm trying not to repeat myself in my first episode, but if you are watching this for the first time, I'm just basically saying I've been given life advice. I've experienced some life things for me to give advice, and this is kind of me saying, this is what I wish I'd heard when this happened or while this was happening. And I want to be there for people who are struggling or just feel like they need someone to talk to. I thought I'd start off with how I've been feeling at the moment, just so you can see where I am. Now I'm 3 and a bit months since my dad has passed away. I can say that I still think he's alive. I don't even know. It's really weird. I can't even explain to you. And if you've been through grief, you'll understand. I still talk about him like he's still here. I recently got a lot of his clothes and I've been wearing his clothes and they smell like him, and it's been the most horrible but beautiful thing. Picking up his clothes was horrible because he lived with his girlfriend, and I went over to his girlfriend's house and I picked a few clothes up, and honestly I can say I think I've been doing really well. I never ever thought I'd say that. I thought I'd be a mess. I thought I'd be rocking back and forth. I suffer with horrible health anxiety. I've always suffered with it. For the past 2 years, I've really struggled in it. And I really thought I'd just go back to zero because I'd been getting really good till my dad passed away, and I genuinely thought I'd hit rock bottom because my mom was very ill 6 years ago and it led me to have really bad health anxiety, and I always thought I was dying and always thought this, and my dad passed away from something totally different to what my mom fell ill from, and I thought it would be another thing that I'd end up panicking about and think, oh my god, I'm gonna get cancer, this is gonna happen, because me 2-3 years ago would have done the same thing I just spoke about. I would have literally panicked and just been rocking back and forth. But I've spent most of my time trying to be more positive about it. I spoke to great people. I've actually spoke to quite a lot of people that have lost parents, and they've given me advice. They've spoke to me about it and they've said look, you can't change what's happened and it's really shit. It's horrible. It's the worst thing you can ever imagine, and there will be times where you miss them. There'll be times where you'll be happy, and you'll literally go through again the 5 stages of grief. Everyone knows them. I don't know if I'm going through the 5 stages of grief not backwardsly because I haven't accepted it, but I don't know whether I'm just not going into the steps. I think I've just skipped a few. I went through a small anger phase. I went through all different ranges, but at the moment I feel okay. I've spoken to a lot of people about my dad passing, so I think everyone knows. I don't think there is a person that doesn't know. I did go through a period where I was very, very stressed. I say a period. About 3 weeks ago, for about 2 weeks, if you can catch on to that, I was very all over the place, very stressed. I did have a lot going on at the time, trying to sort out stuff with my dad, trying to get his clothes. And I say trying to get his clothes, I mean going to get his clothes was so traumatic for me because I also went to my dad's house that he shares with his girlfriend, and I could smell him, and everything was everywhere, and as in everything, all of my dad's stuff was all over the house and I hadn't seen it in ages. I feel like I'm dealing it with the best I can. Uni has been really helpful. It's distracted me. My teachers have been amazing. My friends have been amazing. amazing. My family have been incredible. I've just kept myself busy. I've been working. I didn't stop. I think that's my biggest advice for how I'm feeling at the moment. If you're going through something similar, or if you even haven't lost anyone and you're genuinely just feeling like poo. I'm trying to stop swearing, so that's why I'm using different words, even though I've probably said a few swear words already. If you are genuinely just feeling low and feeling like life's against you, don't stop. That's my biggest piece of advice. Don't stop what you're doing. Don't stop doing things you enjoy. Carry on doing things that make you happy, seeing people that make you happy, just doing hobbies. So for example, I could talk about my hobbies. Again, I have obviously just told you about my situation, but again, I am doing this video for you to get to know me. So I am going to tell you a few things that also link with what I've just told you. Throughout this healing journey of me trying to figure out my new life without my dad, trying to figure out this new routine, this new lifestyle, I've lent onto the things that make me happy. The one thing that I really enjoy is watching things. So I love films. I study film. I think I say it in every video. Everyone's probably sick of me saying it. I've watched so many films. I watch YouTube. I absolutely love YouTube. I fell back in love with YouTube. I didn't watch it for a long time, but I've genuinely fell in love with it. I fell in love with recording, as you can tell, making my podcast, making me really happy, because all I want to do is help people. I really want to work with some charities to promote wellness, like Mind. I saw one of the girls that works for Mind charities in Birmingham the other week. It makes me so happy that companies like that exist, or charities, not companies. And I would love to work with charities like that. So I think this is my way of trying to help people. I also love watching YouTube videos, so my vlogs are part. I will still try and be honest and open with you guys, but my podcast is where I'm going to try and be the most open with you guys. So my videos are more for like me just to enjoy editing, because again, because I'm studying film and I love film, this is like my creative outlet, and it's just really fun to communicate and talk to everyone. Another hobby of mine I'm trying to get back into, it is really hard to at the moment, especially when I've got so much going on in my mind, is reading. I love reading. I absolutely love it. If you don't like reading, I'd say pick up a TikTok book. Everyone raves about Book Talk. Pick up a TikTok book from Book Talk that everyone is raving about. You'll most likely enjoy it. Just try something new. If you like gaming, game. I've really tried to start going back to the gym, because I really, really, really love the gym. I've always been a very active child. I did every sport under the sun, so keeping active, going on dog walks. I'm trying to do that more often, because when you're feeling like poo, you don't want to leave the house, you don't want to see anyone, you don't want to talk to anyone. Just getting out there, even though you don't want to, you feel so much better after. And what other things? I really want to get back into drawing and painting, because I actually did art GCSE and photography GCSE, and I loved them. And I really want to get back into them, because they were like the most relaxing classes for me. And I think finding something that really relaxes you and doesn't stress you out. I really like doing, is it diamond painting? That stresses me out way too much. I can't do it, especially when I'm frantic. I cannot do that. So I would just try and do something that really chills you out. Like I used to swim for a club that I'm like, for my city or borough. Don't know. But I used to swim for the club, and I used to love swimming. I used to be pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. And I then did water polo. Swimming was way more chill than water polo. And I'd love to get back into swimming, but swimming allowed me to think. But I think if I went swimming now, I'd think a bit too much, and it probably sent me into a spiral. But if that is something that you enjoy and you don't really think, like my mom goes swimming, she doesn't think. She loves swimming. She loves being chill. If that's something you enjoy, do it. Just stick to hobbies. I actually spoke to my mom about what I would include in this video, and she told me to talk about my hopes and dreams, because I think as well, when you're going through a tough time, you really kind of lose track on what you want to do. Especially when I lost my dad, I thought, what am I going to do? What's my future going to be like? Because if you might not realizing it, I didn't realize it, you don't realize how much of your life you plan around your parents. And I don't mean it as in like, oh, I'm always going to be with them and this is going to happen, but like big milestones, you always imagine your parents are going to be there. Like as soon as I told my dad only had a week to 2 weeks left to live, not my first thought, but a string of thoughts that I had were, my birthday was 2 weeks after my dad passed away. 2 weeks after my dad passed away. And my instant thought was, my dad's not going to be at my 20th. My dad isn't going to see me graduate. My dad isn't going to be there when my child is born. My dad is not going to be at my wedding. My dad is not going to be at my 21st birthday. And he's not going to see me accomplish my dreams and do all this stuff. Okay. Try not to cry. I don't think I'm gonna cry. I think I'm okay. I think again, I'm trying to open it up and I'm not just talking about grief. I'm talking about a different level. If you suffer with anxiety, depression, or other mental health issues, or even if you just feel like you're just low, I think it's really important to still keep listening to your dreams, your hopes and your dreams and your aspirations, and really keeping control of yourself, because it's really easy to spiral into this person who doesn't want to do anything, doesn't want to leave the house, doesn't want to go to uni anymore. And I think I've really tried to be the person that I didn't question about going back to uni, because my dad was really proud of me going to uni, and obviously it really upset me and it was really hard for me to go back, and it's horrible to me to think that my dad won't be at my graduation because he absolutely loves that I went to uni, but I'm doing it because of him. I'm doing it because I love it and I wanted to do it before, and I'm trying to it's become kind of my motivation. I'm not going to just sit and wallow, because that isn't the type of person I am. And if you do think you are that kind of person, it would be hard, but really try and push yourself to better yourself, because unfortunately life moves on very quickly after you lose someone, or if you're going through something, life still moves on, and selfishly people don't care. Like, you'll have family and friends that care and you really need to hold on to them, but other people, they just carry on with their lives. And I think it's really important that you focus all your time and energy instead of trying to be negative. And I know it's hard sometimes and people are going through things worse than me. I'm not saying that I'm going through the worst thing, but I'm really fortunate to have a positive outlook, because I have got an amazing system around me, support system. Yeah, I think it does really help to be positive and have a positive outlook and be grateful for what you have, because if you give up on your dreams and your aspirations, there's just I don't know what I'd do. I think my family have been very great in that aspect. And I've kind of turned my anger, sadness and anxiety and everything into something positive, like creating my podcast, doing things that I love, still going to uni. My hopes and dreams are, again, I've said it before, work with charities, help people, work with companies that try and better people. I want to be a director. I've said this many times on my channel. I'd love to direct something. It'd be the dream. I love everything like music. The Grammys nominations have just been announced. The Oscar nominations come out early next year, and then it's the Oscars, and I can't wait. I'd love to go to the Oscars, not for my work necessarily, just to watch them. I saw some influencers sent to the Oscars last year, and I was jealous. I'm not saying the Oscars are going to invite me this year. That'd be the biggest dream of my life, but I'm like film nerd. So my dream is to one day make my film. I'd love to make a short film about, I have no clue. I think I've always been very creative. So my hopes and dreams have always been to do something creative. I'd love to live in London or in New York or California. I know they're very basic places, but I feel like this is where media is very booming at the moment. I want to do that typical, it sounds like the YouTuber route. I don't want to be labelled just as a YouTuber, because again, I do want to make my own content and create and help people. But if this is a way for me to do it, then obviously I take it with both hands, because it would be an amazing opportunity. And yeah, I think now I've got confident with my speaking, I would love to interview actors and talk about press releases. It would be very nerve-wracking, but I'd love to do it. I love connecting with people. I love talking to people. So yeah, I think my big dream would be to direct and work with some of the people I've once dreamed to work with. Another thing I really wanted to talk about was my family and friends, because I'm trying to make this video about things that are really important to me, and my family and friends are literally like my world. And again, as I keep saying, I'm very, very lucky and fortunate that I have such a great support system around me. I think this is another reason, not only do I want to create a good support system, is that I've realised that throughout this whole process of me trying to figure out everything after my dad passed, I have a great support system. And I think that is another reason I wanted to name this podcast Support System. Family are so important to me. And obviously that's why I struggled so much with losing my dad, because he was literally one of my favourite people in the whole entire world. He is wonderful, and I will continue to speak about him, keep his name alive. I will constantly shout from the rooftops how much of a wonderful dad he was. I can't fault him for really anything that he did as a dad. He may have done some crazy things elsewhere, but a dad, he was amazing out. I think it's so important for you to prioritize friendships. If you really don't get on with your family, prioritize your friendships. I'm lucky that I do have both. I don't have a massive group of friends, but that is my choice because I learned quite late in life that having a big group of people is not always the best case. And I've realized that is not the best case for me. I spent a lot of my secondary school life trying to figure out, if you're not from England, high school, trying to figure out what group I fell into. I did fall into a really good group nearing the end of my secondary school experience. I still talk to a few of them. I don't talk to all of them, but the people I do still talk to are incredible. I'm actually going to see one of my best friends this evening. And also the two of my favorite people, my best friends that I have made within the last 2 to 3 years of my life. No, 3 to 4 years of my life. So I would say like, you still have time to meet one of your best friends. I could meet one of my favorite people in the next few years. I think I really look out for people that have the same quality, dreams and attitude as me. I can't be around people that are negative. That is why, if you have watched my YouTube channel before, I'm always with my friend Denise. Denise and me, I feel like we really are on the same wavelength with just our work, our morals, and our sense of humor is very, very similar. But yeah, so quality time with family and friends is so important to me. I love giving gifts. I can't wait for Christmas. It is scary because a lot of my best friend Kim buys everything for herself. Denise doesn't ever make a decision. Neve's a hard one to buy for because she always changes her mind on things. She not changes her mind, she always just says like something new is her favorite, and I'm always like, oh my god, she said so many things, I don't know what to get her. My mom, she either wants really fucking expensive things because she's not asking for them, but it's something I know she'll like because she puts quality and money into the things that she loves. She doesn't spend it much, but when she does, I know she loves it. So I tend to want to get her something I know she'll really love. It tends to be very expensive. Or she just buys it herself, and then it's like, we always have a trip to London. I will have a London vlog at middle of December probably, and we all goes to London for about a week just before Christmas because we love Christmas in London, and she always tends to buy herself everything on that trip. And mom, if you're watching this, yes, please don't buy everything because I need to buy you things, and that is annoying. My dad, he was very easy to buy for. I think Christmas is going to be really tough for me, but he was very easy to please, so that was another thing. But I think also I've put silence down, and it sounds stupid, but when I'm with my family and friends, I really appreciate silence. And I know that sounds strange, and I will explain myself. So silence, I mean silence in the way that I can be with you and we don't have to talk. I can be with you, we can watch TikToks, we can watch YouTube videos, we can listen to music, we could sleep. I can talk to you, you can talk to me, we can listen to each other. I mean it like that. I think a best friend is someone that you can sit with and you don't have to talk, and you don't lose social battery, your energy levels are the same, and you can just be yourself with. So I think that is what family and friends mean to me, and that is like important for me. I feel like this video is kind of like advice, get to know me, and yeah, it's kind of like all combined. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about before I end the video, and I know this has been a very all over the place episode. I think I've just tried to spew out as much information as I can for you to get to know me, but also me give advice in turn, is that I say advice, but I also say take it with a pinch of salt. I do want to help people. I do want you to hear what I have to say and hopefully listen to it and think, oh, that's a good point, or give me advice. If you think I'm dealing with something different, you tell me. Don't be harsh because I am too emotionally unstable for that. Well, not emotionally unstable, I'm too sensitive. I'm very sensitive. Just give me support system. But yeah, so I think that I can envision this podcast going somewhere. I don't know how we're going to get there. I think it's going to be a journey. I think that it's going to take time for me to gain the right audience. I say the right audience because I don't mean like, a lot of my mom's friends watch these videos and they can relate, and I've had some great messages off my mom's friends and my dad's friends. I do want to obviously accumulate my own following. I do have like only like 40% of my following is my mom and dad's friends, because a lot of them did watch my dad's video about my dad. But obviously I want to accumulate a following of people that I have naturally, organically brought to my channel. So if you're watching this and you're new and you have got to this point, I want to thank you so much. I hope you have loved listening to me babble on. I think I just long to have a sister, like a group of people that I've always been a fangirl. I've always been a fangirl. I have always loved something in my life. Like there's always something I've really fanned over, like One Direction, the Vamps, Zoella, all the vlog squad people, as in like the English vlog squad, like Joe Butler, I meant to say Marcus Butler, Joe Sugg, Zoe Sugg, Alfie Days, Louise, Tanya Burr, Jim Chapman. Naomi, I just loved all of those people. I still love YouTubers. And I think the people I watch on YouTube right now are the people that I want to try and be like. I don't want to copy them because, again, you have to be your own person. But I'd love to create a channel like them. And I think that's like the best way. I used to hate people that copy me, but I feel like it's such a form of a compliment. Obviously, don't copy everything I do. Don't copy this. And I would never do that. I wouldn't copy anyone to the point that it's literally any move they make is the move I make. But taking inspiration from people is really important. And I think that's what I want to do. I think I am just rambling on now because I don't know what else I'm going to say. Let's have a look. Okay, so now it's come to the end of my video. I do just want to say what my plans are for the next upcoming episodes. I don't know what order they're going to come in. I don't know what else I will say. But I do want to, if you are at the end of this video and you have seen this part, please comment down what you'd love to hear from me, topics, what you'd like me to discuss. I do want to talk about things like, I want to talk about grief. Obviously, I've already started to discuss about it. Films, girl talk, my experience at school, music, unpopular opinions, directors, confidence, relationships, friendships. I can talk about books. I can talk about anything. I just want to become best friends with everyone. Not everyone. I mean, like with the people I watch, I want to become friends with you. I want us to have a nice, cutesy friendship. And yeah, this is all fun. I just want to help. I keep saying that. That should just be my slogan. I just want to help. I want to help people. I want to spread positivity and I want to be a person where you can actually confidently look to them and say, hey, this is a person, like I've been struggling and I've been listening to her and she's given me some great advice. Or I want to be that person you watch on social media that isn't someone they're not, if that makes sense. But I want to be that person you can look up to and think they're being themselves and they aren't trying to be someone they're not and glorifying things that aren't right. And I just want to be open and honest and be besties and not be fake. I think that is all that I have to say. I'm tired. I need to edit this and get this up for tomorrow. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all happy. If you are struggling, like I say in every video, please reach out to me. You can comment, you can DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is Sophia Honey with 2 Y's. I'll put it, all my social medias are down below. Please just reach out if you're struggling. I will be happy to help. I hope you're having a lovely morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope that you might be eating, you might be watching, just staring at me. You might be getting ready, you might be cleaning the house. I will see you in the next episode. I don't know which one it's going to be just yet, but I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you for listening. I love you lots. Thank you.